If then that energy network that we call money is monopolized, as it has been throughout history, what is that doing to this highest capability that humans have, where we can use money to coordinate the actions of one another? What is the monopolization? How is it actually disruptive to that energy network that we call money?
I mean, fundamentally, the difference between monetary networks and sanitation, water networks or missile networks or fire furnaces is that you can't cheat Mother Nature. So if you create an aqueduct system and you put a leak in it, then eventually you get half as much water. And if the leak's enough, you get no water.
Hi, I'm Crypto Positive. If you like this video, please leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. It's very important to the channel and gives me motivation to make more videos about crypto for you. And now let's go to the video.
And if you can't move the water, the city of 50,000 people has enough water for 5,000 people, and 45,000 people die, and that's it. And the people figure out that the mayor of the town screwed up the aqueduct when they all can't drink anything and they die, right? And the same is true. You screw up your furnace and it burns your house down, or you screw up your furnace and the fire goes out and you freeze to death, right? No cheating on that, right? It's pretty obvious, and it's not a political issue. Like, nobody says it's not fair that the fire went out, or it's not fair that the cistern didn't capture water. And they don't, when someone shoots you in the face with a missile or throws a bullet, at you from a sling and you're there bleeding, no one says, that's not fair, right? I mean, the truth is the lead bullet flies through the atmosphere and they either hit you or they don't. So those are engineered systems controlled by the laws of physics, and they might be brutal, but you cannot cheat them. You cannot elect a new mayor that just passes a law that says the bullets don't work anymore and use that to save yourself from the enemy coming over the ridge. The money is different. Money is socio-political energy, and so when it works perfectly, it is economic energy. But when it is captured by a political organization or centralized, and when it is corrupted, it becomes imperfect energy. And so, if we look at money through history, right? We've got Lydian coins, and we write about them, but the history that you read is 10,000 incidences of one people conquer another people. They sack their city, they lay siege to their city, they kill all the people, and they take all the money. They melt down all the old coins, and they recoin new coins. So, it's the Spartans fighting with the Athenians, fighting with the Lydians, fighting with the Persians, fighting with the, fill in the blank, the Romans and the Phoenicians and the Carthaginians, and they've all got their own system of coinage. And you can literally find thousands and thousands of them. They all have gold in them. Generally, what happens is you start out as a young, virtuous people. The Romans, you're young and you're hungry, and you conquer the Etruscans. You take all their gold, you take all their property, you build your own coinage. And then, and that coinage is high gold content traditionally, if it was on a gold standard. And then you use that to build a free economy, and the economy has trade, and people create ships, and they create wagon wheels, and they create buildings, and they create weapons, and they hire mercenaries, or they pay soldiers, and then you defend yourself. And over time, you expand as long as the society is not corrupt. When the political system is not corrupted, when the monetary system is not corrupted, and everybody feels it's fair and equitable, that's an incentive for people to fight to defend their home because they appreciate it and they love it. And it's an incentive for business people to work hard because they know they'll be fairly rewarded. So the city or the city state grows, and it keeps expanding until eventually the son or the grandson or the 13th successor to the virtuous king takes over, gets lazy, debases the money, cuts the amount of gold in the coinage by 30% and then by 50%. And as they cut and debase the currency, people start to lose faith in the ruler and lose faith in the economic system, and then they start to cheat. And or, people don't want to defend it, and eventually the mercenaries want to be paid more, and so taxes have to go up and the coinage has to get debased, and eventually people lose faith in the entire system, and along comes a younger, hungrier, more virtuous group of people that aren't so fat, dumb, and happy, and they conquer the older, fat, dumb, and happy, corrupt civilization. The history book written by the loser is something like these evil barbarians came and they took our stuff for no reason whatsoever, and isn't that unfortunate? But the history eventually gets rewritten by the winners if they stick around long enough to be, the civilization that failed was corrupted. The Romans said the Carthaginians were corrupt, and so the winner rewrites the history book, and they just take all the corrupted property and all the defective systems, and they either destroy them or melt them down and reform them, and the cycle begins anew. And that's why the gold that was in the Lydian coins probably made it into Persian coins, Athenian coins, Roman coins, Venetian coins, Florentine coins, Spanish coins, British coins, all through history. We just keep going through this rise and fall. And I think the big idea here is I can't corrupt an aqueduct, and you cannot create a corrupt airplane. You fly a corrupted airplane. Like, Howard Hughes imposed his will on the spruce goose, building a plane too big of materials not strong enough with a propulsion system not powerful enough. And it flew for 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and it didn't fly anymore. It's
Пустой зал, ожидание вокзала. Стою и смотрю куда-то в сторону перрона.